what this lawsuit is all about is Pima County's right to cheat in future elections. And we haven't seen their answer yet because of the motion, but the motion at this stage requires that it be accepted as true, everything we allege. And what we allege is that there's substantial evidence that an election happens to have been a $2 billion election with a 20-year plan with all kinds of consequences. But what we've alleged is that there's substantial evidence that Pima County rigged that election, that it was a fraudulent result. The problem is that they're using a computer system where it is easy to cheat. It is easy to rig an election. And there's nothing that anybody can do about it because you can never catch them within 5 days or 10 days or 2 weeks. That's the situation. And what we've initially came to court about is we want an order to keep them from cheating in the future. There are a variety of steps that this court can take that will prevent cheating. And this court does have jurisdiction to see that the Constitution is followed in Arizona. This court does have jurisdiction to enter an order ultimately that will protect the purity of elections in Arizona, protect democracy in Arizona, protect the people in Pima County from the county utilizing a system that enables it to cheat. And Pima County uses the same system with the same defects, with the same management, with the same personnel. They may have made changes. It may not be exactly the same before. And I suppose when we get to the answer, Pima County can come in and explain how the system that they're operating now is one where they can't cheat and is one where we would be able to catch them cheating. That may come down the line. What we've alleged so far and what we've alleged in the case is precisely that. Now, Pima County says that I can see why the Court of Appeals had difficulty understanding their argument, because it's bizarre. Their argument is, yes, they've alleged that we've cheated on a massive scale, and they've alleged that we have the same system and we can do it again and never get caught. But we've not alleged that that there's a good faith belief that the same people with the same system and the same motive would ever cheat again. It really is, frankly, an absurdity. But if, as counsel for the county points out, in terms of the rules of procedure that we operate under, if this court believes that it is necessary to say people who, defendants who are counter defendants who have rigged an election and defrauded the public, that in spite of that, someone needs to say that there's a good faith belief, then I have proposed to specifically say counterclaimants have a good faith belief that any election can be fraudulently rigged in Pima County without the counterclaimant or any elector being able to contest the election. So we are absolutely prepared to prove that, in addition to proving that they fraudulently rigged the first election. But because of our understanding of the system, and as the case is proceeding, I've added another paragraph, which was part of the disclosure statement, and really goes in a way to the heart of the situation. The problem for the public is that this system is so insecure. And I pointed out that at a prior trial, Chris Straub, who's the attorney for Pima County, in his opening statement specifically told the court, specifically told this court in front of Judge Miller, look, he says, we agree that this system is insecure. We agree that you can do anything. We agree that you'll only catch stupid crooks. This is Pima County's, what they said are the facts that they agree with. And it's true. The problem is that any election can be rigged. So what we additionally want to make it clear, and we put it in the disclosure statement, and in fact I think that's one of the pages she attached, is we additionally want to put on evidence to the court, look, here's how, ultimately, here's how elections are conducted, and here's how the software works. And here's how it's easy to cheat. And here's how they can do it again and again and again, and you can never catch them. You know, that's really the heart of this case, and it is child's play. There's the system that Pima County uses at every precinct where you go and vote. There's a Diebold optical scanner. Every ballot is fed through an optical scanner, and at the end of the day, the polls closed, machines turn off, they say, okay, print out the results. And it'll say, in this precinct there were 342 votes. This candidate got this one, this candidate got this one. Those results, then the results from this memory card, because it's Arizona law that you can't look at paper ballots. Never, ever, ever, in terms of this election contest, can you count paper ballots. You can order later that we examine these paper ballots, but you can't count the paper ballots. And there's no audit. For county elections, for the Board of Supervisors, no audit. Whatever that says must be accepted. And that memory card can be programmed to print false results. And you program it with a machine that Pima County bought.
Just contain votes. There was a program or executable code.
Well, if someone would have told me that in this system there is a living thing, an executable, modifiable program stored in the same place as the very data which is the most secure in this system, I would say you have to be misunderstanding something, crazy, or lying.
Hari wrote a report for black box voting, warning that this program, lurking in the memory card, could be used to change the result of an election.
What happened after that was that Diebold basically dismissed and stonewalled the report.
Diebold sent letters to officials across America denying that there was any executable code on the memory cards. Hari had discovered that Diebold's memory cards effectively allowed negative votes.
Well, then, go dead. What we're going to do here is modify one card and then bring it to the election supervisor Iyer Sanchez's office. Plug it as the real card in any election to the real election system and run ballots through, and that's the same system which have been used in a number of previous elections. And we'll see that what is the power in the ballot box. This should be just an empty box containing the votes, but it has more capabilities than that. So it's a very simple process. You just add the card in, you run the rewrite program, tell where to find the scanner, and tell exactly what file you want to be put in, and off it goes.
Hari's hack is a variation on stuffing the ballot box before anyone has voted. But this is always suspicious because you end up with more votes than voters. So Hari used 5 negative votes for one candidate and then gave the other one 5 positive votes. So as people cast their ballots, the total number of votes always equals the total number of voters. But was Hari right? Black box voting went back to Tallahassee.
We're going to present evidence, and it's already under oath. The one guy in Pima County says, yeah, I bought it, I used the machine to get it to print false results, I could get it to print false results. There's no question, it's a nationwide known problem. The computer software can be rigged in ways to count falsely. This is a problem. This is a problem for every single person in Arizona. This is a problem in a society that has determined that they will resolve issues, elect candidates, deal with things based on who gets the most votes. You got to be able to determine who gets the most votes and how, and have it in a system that not only is correct, but a system that people can rely on because they know that it's correct. Now, I don't think in a motion to dismiss we need to determine whether or not our scanning procedure is going to work or not, or whether other orders that the court will be asked to enter will protect the purity of elections. But that's what this case is about, is protecting the purity of elections, is so that everyone in this county can know that the votes are honestly being counted. And it really is mind-boggling to see Pima County coming in and saying they haven't specifically alleged, even though we just cheated once. You know, it's on page 10, she says, this is phenomenal. She says, now the matter is back before this court. The question is easy. Has the Libertarian Party alleged anything more than a single discrete incident of past wrongdoing, and its desire to maybe have the court enjoin a repeat? Well, the single discrete incident of past wrongdoing was a $2 billion election. And there's no maybe. We do want the court to require procedures that will prevent a repeat of that. And Pima County, once before, has been in front of a court in this building and convinced the judge that the court has no jurisdiction to prevent fraud, no jurisdiction to protect the right of the public to honest elections, no jurisdiction to have an honest count. But the Court of Appeals said, wrong. This court does have jurisdiction. This is the place we need to be. They ran this legislature argument last time. Go somewhere else. Go somewhere else. But we know where we need to be, we know where we can put on evidence, and we know where a court has jurisdiction, and it's right here. And it's important to the people in this county that we be able to put on facts. It's important that we be able to educate you on how elections are conducted, how this system works, what the defects are. If they say they've made changes, what have those changes been? Do those changes resolve the problem? Do those changes mean that we rely on the results? Those are the things that are important in this case, and we need to proceed, and the public needs for you to allow us to proceed, because there are important things happening in this country, in this state, in this county, and we need to work on these things together. You can't have the kind of society and organized government we have if you can't rely on the election results being honest. And every time I hear Pima County say, oh, but boy, you can't do that, and the ballots, heavens, you couldn't have anyone examine those things. We're certainly going to be back in front of this court at some point to talk about the need for a forensic examination of those ballots. It's important that we be able to show that they did rig that election. But in a way, as I've said in the allegation, that isn't really the heart of it. It's important. I don't want to back away from it. But the heart of it is this system is absolutely a system where anytime they choose, they can't cheat. She says, well, gee, no one's proven we've cheated in other elections since then. She hasn't, of course, explained how anyone could have sued on any of those elections and proven it. This time, we have substantial evidence. We have a confession from the operator. We've got down the line, and in the disclosure statement, we've alleged a lot of facts, and that's before discovery on whether or not they really cheated. Because all of that evidence came in cases, public records cases, where they were in front of other judges saying, Judge, don't let them ask about cheating. Judge, protect what questions we can ask. Don't let them go into it on this case. This is just a public records case. So all the evidence we put on the table is before we've been able to specifically go in and look at the cheating that's occurred in the past. So I would urge you to deny this motion on behalf of the voters, the people of Pima County. This case needs to proceed. We need to have an election system that we can rely on, and the purity of elections in Pima County needs to be protected. Thank you.